Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome again to another painting tutorial. Today I decided to paint something relatively easy and I'll be using only a few colors today so that it's not really stressful when it comes to choosing the colors or maybe getting them from the store. And I'll be linking or I'll be writing in the description box below all the colors that I'll be using as usual. And I'll be mentioning them as well. So here we go. We have titanium white, cadmium yellow, red, black, and brown red. So if you don't have the brown red color, it just so happened that I don't have burnt sienna and I only have brown red. So if you have burnt sienna, you can actually use that. It doesn't have to be as technical as it sounds, brown red. But I'm just telling you the exact color that I'm using, or I decided to use. If I had burnt sienna, I would have used that. Anyway, so I'll be starting first by backgrounding my canvas, and I'll be using a relatively large paintbrush for this. This will be a sunset scene, so the background will be more of on the orangey, yellowy side. So I'll be getting my red plus yellow, mix them together, and I'll be adding a little bit of this brown red color that I just mentioned. And I'm gonna start laying this color on my canvas. It's a pretty strong color. Almost half of the canvas, crosswise, will be the horizon. Okay, I'll be grabbing my yellow, so grab your cadmium yellow, and I'll be pasting that color onto this area. I always love the colors of sunset. So just yellow this section, that color between the two oranges. Okay. Now I'll be getting a little bit of white and I'll be spreading that color and also taking advantage of this time when the paint is still wet. Okay, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna allow this to dry because I'm not really a huge fan of wet on wet painting. Okay, I'll be using the same orangey color on the other half of the canvas, only that I'll be darkening it. So again, I'll be using the same color right here, but I'll be adding black to it, so it's more dark. I think this is too dark, but I'll be just adjusting it. So I'll be adding red and yellow as may be necessary, and then I'll be covering the other half. I'll be drawing a horizon line just to separate the sky and the water part, but you can actually tell already where the line will be placed. That is between the dark orange and the lighter orange. I'll be adding more black. I think I need more black. And as much as possible, your brush strokes should be horizontal as well. Okay, just like this. I'm darkening it even more because this is the water part. Okay. So I'm gonna use a darker version. Okay. All right, and maybe I'm gonna use this color on certain areas on the sky area, just to, you know, frame the painting visually framing it by darkening the sides, usually the sides of the canvas that you're painting on, or the material that you're painting on. This is just to make the audience focus more, or your viewer to focus more on the center of the painting. I think I've already mentioned that in my previous videos, but you know, for the benefit of those who are new to my channel, yeah, that's the purpose of framing the painting visually. I kind of like this already. I'm gonna wash my brush out now, and I'm gonna use another brush just to define the horizon line. So I'm gonna get my square brush, and I'll be using the same orange color with black. Okay, it's almost black, but we don't want to use too much black for the horizon line. We don't want it to appear too black. We'll be using the black color later for the other parts of the painting, but for horizon line purposes, I'm gonna use a dark orange, almost black. Okay, maybe I'm gonna darken it even more. So in drawing the horizon line, I'll be doing distant mountains just along that line that separates the sky and the water. You know, the shape of the distant mountains could be of any size or of any shape. You don't have to copy what I'm doing. You can always have your own distant mountains. Okay, this is just to mark where the horizon line is located. Okay, just like that. Okay, now that we already have the horizon line, I'm gonna wash my brush out. You know what, I am pretty sure that my canvas is really wet, because not only did I use a lot of water, I also used thick paints. So it's gonna be challenging for me to paint wet on wet, especially when I do the silhouette part. But I'm gonna try my best. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to pause the video and dry first my canvas, so that, you know, I can layer over it dry. I don't have to work on wet. I don't have to use the wet on wet method, because I'm not really a fan of that. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to the sky now. If I can do it, I mean, I think I can, even if it's wet still. Gonna get my yellow plus white. I'm just gonna mix those two colors together. So using this color, maybe I'm gonna add tiny bit of the brown red that I have here, just to tone down that yellow color. We don't want to use pure yellow at this time. Okay. So using this yellow color, I'm gonna make some yellow streaks, like openings in the sky. Okay, I'm gonna add more white, since I'm doing wet on wet. gonna get my white and I'm gonna lighten the center part. I'm just gonna use my fingers to make some blending. Okay, let me check. Okay, that's nice. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush out and I'm gonna start doing the sun. You know what? Because I'm working near the heater, near the house heater, so I think the paint is drying pretty quickly. I mean, it's quicker compared to the past few days that I've been painting. Maybe because of the heater, I think. Yeah, I'm very close. I'm working very near the heater area, so I think it's nice. Good position. I'm gonna get my yellow again. Okay, let's go back to pure yellow, and I'm gonna create a little circle right here to suggest the sun. Okay, it doesn't have to be super round. It just have to be a suggestion of the sun. You know, make it round as much as possible. But if it's not perfectly round, it's okay. Okay. So that's where my sun is gonna go. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna allow this first to dry, and I'm gonna get my yellow plus white, just mix the color. Okay, and I'm gonna add tiny bit of black just to dry the to gray the color down, and I'm gonna use this color to create some reflections of the sun in the water area. Remember to retain the horizontal brush strokes. Okay, just like that. All the way down. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna add red to create some orangey color, and I'm gonna use that orangey color right around that yellow. I'm using very light brush strokes here. I'm not really pressing too hard against the canvas, for two reasons. One, the paint is still wet, and number two, the soft brush strokes will be consistent with the water reflections. Okay, I'm gonna apply some orangey colors just near the horizon line and near the distant mountains, because this is where the sun is setting, so it should be lighter in appearance. I'll be adding a little bit of this color randomly on the rest of the area. Okay. Anyway, a large part of this water area will be painted with the silhouette of some grasses, so don't worry too much. Alright, so I'm still using some orangey colors right here. And again, randomly on the rest of the canvas. Well, I really think, again, I just want to reiterate what I just said, that my location is beneficial for me because the paint is drying quickly. That's nice. I mean, I'm near the heater area. I like it. Okay, so I hope I'm correct that that's the reason why the paint is drying. So I'm gonna use some dark orange again, the one that we used when we did the mountains. I'm just gonna create some depth on the water area. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush out and I wanna apply some suggestions of orange color. So I'm gonna get again my yellow and red. I want some orange colors. You don't want to overdo this, but I just want that color to be there, even if I know that a lot of this area will be covered with the silhouette. I just want to make sure that before I do the silhouette, it's there. I don't want to forget. All right. Okay. I'm gonna lighten this area near the sun. The sun is not yet finished, in all honesty, but we're just trying to make some scattered lights near the sun, near the light source, which is the sun. Okay, I'm gonna use a different brush now so that, you know, our colors are not contaminated. So I'm gonna use yellow plus white again, because you know when we did this area, it's still wet. Now it's pretty much dry, and I'm just gonna make some more sky openings. I call it sky openings because these are the brightest part of the sky on a sunset. Okay, so I'm using yellow and white to create those openings. I'm gonna make this area more orangey. Okay, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna paint over that sun suggestion. I'm gonna get my white. So my brush is not well cleaned. The yellow is still there, but it's okay because we're painting a yellow colored object right here. So I'm just gonna paint over the yellowness using white, carefully following the shape of the sun. Okay. Of course, I'm gonna wait for this to dry so that I can proceed to relayering it. Now let's proceed to the silhouette. This is the exciting part, or maybe not. I'm just gonna go back to the reflection. I'm gonna get my yellow and redo the reflection area. I'm using pure yellow, by the way. Then again, some orange. gonna get my white just to highlight even more the reflection. And then white. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna wash my brush out. I'm gonna wait for this to dry. I'm gonna go and create the what do you call that? The grasses, the silhouette. I'm gonna use a fan brush for that, and I'll be dabbing onto my Okay, I'm gonna get my brown. Remember the brown red that I have? Again, if you don't have this color, just mix burnt sienna plus red and a tiny bit of black. But if I do have my burnt sienna here, I could have used that. I mean, if you have your burnt sienna, you don't have to buy yourself brown red. It's just that I have this color and I don't have burnt sienna. So using this fan brush, I'm gonna create slanting brush strokes to suggest grasses, but the silhouettes, all right? So just go ahead. It can go in different direction. We are starting with this color, okay? Again, don't worry, we'll be using black later, but we need this reddish color first before we proceed to doing some black. This is to suggest some light. Trust me on this one. You gotta trust me. If you've been painting along with me for a while, you just have to trust me. Okay, now I'm switching to black. So just dab onto your black without washing your brush. You can wet your brush, but you don't have to wash it. Since we're using black, you know, it's okay. I'll be using a thinner brush later. For now, let's just create some thick silhouettes. I feel like my hands are nervous for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna switch brush. I'm just gonna change to a more pointy brush. It's a small one, and I'm just gonna use that to create some more of that silhouette. So I'm gonna make the lower portion thicker, meaning I'm gonna make some more coverage down here than on the upper portion. And also, don't just make grasses that are leaning towards the left. Also make grasses that are leaning towards the right, so that you give it a more natural vibe. Because grasses move not only towards the sun, but also because of the wind, right? We all know that. It's science, it's elementary. Okay, now, using this brush, I'm just gonna create, okay, I'm gonna get my red-brown, remember that color? I'm gonna create um, suggestion of, you know, that part of the grass that, no, is that the flower? It's not the flower, but you know that part of the grass. Uh, it's so hard to explain. For sure, there is a term for that. Like the grainy part. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I'm making sense now. So I'm just gonna make some of that. So I'm alternately using black and the brown red that I have to create this suggestion of grains. Also, this is a fun painting. I feel more connected to it. So in order to create that grainy part of the grass, just create a long triangle. So it's like a triangle or oblong. Again, just to frame the painting, I'm gonna make some dark colors, markings on the sides or on the corners, just to frame the painting visually, framing it. Okay, so I'm gonna create some of that grasses that are leaning towards the left or towards the right. Now, don't be afraid to cover the to overlap. Okay. So you see how I do that? The grass. It's okay if just make it more like realistic. You can actually overlap like that. Like that, just to make it more realistic. Let me check. I like this one. Okay, I'm gonna paint over the sun. I feel like it's we can actually layer it with white to create more light. Again, I'm just gonna thicken the lower part. Shani, I want to create some more. Some more of that grasses. Create some light browns. So by creating some light brown grasses, we do some illusion of depth, meaning there are grasses that are near us, and those we have also grasses that are far from us. So I'm gonna get some orange. Okay, I'm just gonna use this hint of orange on some parts of some leaves, just to make some highlight, just to give it some sort of highlight. Do not overdo that, because these are supposed to be silhouette. So no details, just the shape, okay? But we want to make sure that we highlight some areas, because it's the sunset, and you know, the sun is still hitting some of the leaves or some of the grasses. I want to make sure that this is bright white. Okay, I want to overlap. Okay, just like that. Okay. And also, okay, again, try to make some highlights on certain leaves. You don't want to overdo that. Be careful not to overdo it. Okay. I want to create some lighter colors of orange just near the sun. Okay, be careful not to smudge anything. Anyway, if you happen to smudge anything, you can always paint over that. Don't worry, it's just paints. Okay. I'm gonna get my yellow and I'm gonna go around the sun. Okay, slightly glazing it. Okay, good. Okay, let me check. I love this one. I really like this one. Now, since this area is near the sun, I'm gonna go get my orange. Okay. And I'm gonna apply red orange. A little bit of redness right here because you know there's light play going on. Just like that. Okay? I hope that makes sense to you. It's near the source of light, so it should be brighter in appearance. Yeah, like that. I'm just gonna clean the area. Again, try to frame it. Okay. Okay, I really like this one. Okay, I'm gonna sign this now because we're done. That was really quick and I feel so happy. Actually, I feel happier with this one. So I'm gonna sign this now and I'm gonna use my white for the signature right here. Okay. So if I still want to make some more obsession markings on the sky, I call it obsession markings because once I already sign it and then I go over it, I call it obsession because it means that I just can't let go of the painting and call it done. It usually happens to me when I really like the painting. Just like today's painting. Anyway, we're done, guys. That was quick, that was easy, and I hope you enjoyed that one. That was a beginner-friendly tutorial. And I hope you paint along with me. If you're painting along with me, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be linking in the description box below. some of my similar tutorials so that you can choose from among them. And yeah, you have many options because I do have a lot of painting tutorials similar to this. So see you in my next one and have a great day. Bye guys. Love you.